Hey, good morning, guys. I hope your day is going well so far. I've got a sick little one here at home, so I'm Mr. Mom today. My wife stayed home last time, so it's my turn. That being said, though, we still got to cover some stuff. So I want you guys to click on this link down here on my website. It says subplans. It's going to take you to a link that's going to, it's a Google Doc that has like 3 videos, I believe. It has some questions on it. So when you click on that, it should take you to this link right here. And once it gets loaded up, again, don't forget you can hit the maximize button here on the bottom right corner of each video, and then hit the play button. And I want you guys to watch the videos and record your responses here in the spaces provided. Uh, you can see my caption here on this one right here. In the very first 30 seconds, he uses a word that's not necessarily kosher in the classroom. I apologize from the West Coast. They're a little more liberal out there with their language, but I think after that point, he's pretty nails as well. He's a research biochemist, turned blogger and author, but he does a pretty good job of highlighting or illustrating the difference between causation and correlation in regards to the lipid hypothesis. All right. Once you guys have watched those videos and responded to the questions I have, I need you guys to go back to my website, click on, and then of course this is going to be the next part of the unit. You guys asked a very valid question: how does the body respond to the food we eat? And we're going to look at 3 different responses. The first one being the digestive response, the second one being a hormonal or endocrine response, and the third one being an immune response. Because unfortunately, sometimes foods can elicit an immune response if they're not recognized due to their shape or whatever by your immune system. So the first realm of human biology we're going to take a look at is the digestive response. So when you click on this link right here, it should take you to the page that has all the objectives. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. But once you get to this page, take a look at all these objectives. These are the things I'm going to assess you over. You actually, the SWBAT stands for students will be able to. And in bold, these are the objectives that are given to us by SBU. And these are more specific things I expect you to be able to do. If you can do these specific things, that will hit the bigger target objectives. So I've got different resources here broken up with digestive system basics. Basically, if we're trying to figure out the digestive response, first thing we need to know is what are the organs involved and what do they do. So as you guys are, so I've got a few links here that kind of highlights all the different organs within your body that are involved in digestion. You click on the links. Some will describe what the general function is. If you go on down to this next, it's similar but varied response to 3 macronutrients. So it starts getting into more of the enzymes involved. And we've talked about hydrolysis reactions and condensation reactions. What you're going to see are a bunch of hydrolysis and condensation reactions just specific to each macronutrient. You're going to hear terms like lipase, and if you remember that the ending ASE means enzyme, and the prefix lip probably refers to lipids, so it's going to be an enzyme that breaks down lipids, but it's going to do it through a hydrolysis reaction. So that's why we covered those hydrolysis and condensation reactions last time, was to give you guys a kind of a base to build on. So we're going to get into more specifics on the enzymes that are involved and how they're involved as they move down the digestive tract. Again, nutrient absorption with emphasis on fat. So fat, because fat's a little bit different because it's such a big molecule and has such so many different parts to it compared to the other macromolecules. It has to be processed a little bit differently. So I want you guys to take a look at that. So I've got a couple of videos here that are animations and resources here for you to take a look at. Again, more specifics into the small intestine, because the intestine is where that those nutrients actually cross over into the bloodstream. We call this, and some neuroscientists are starting to call this, the small intestine is your second brain because of all the neurotransmitters that are produced there. So your gut is absolutely important. Then, how these things get into your cells so you can use them. Compare and contrast the methods below. This is getting a little bit of cell transport, but again, this should be somewhat familiar to you from Biology 1. If it's not, of course, you can always consult your friend Google if you need to bone up on anything. But these are animations you can compare. I mean, compare how are they getting across the membranes? Are they requiring energy or not? Are they going with the concentration gradient from where there's a bunch of it on one side and just flowing naturally across the membrane? Or is it going against the flow where it's going from when there's lesser concentration to higher concentration? So again, today is going to be more of an inquired exploration, beginning our quest to understand how our body responds to these macronutrients through these 3 lenses: digestive response, the hormonal response, and the immune response. Today, you're going to be focusing on digestion. Here's what I want to do, though. I want you guys to see what your assessment is going to be. This is going to be your proficiency over this. Create an authentic artifact that displays what you have learned about the digestive response to these macronutrients. Make sure the objectives above, up here, are met. All right, so within your artifact, whenever your authentic product, you have to meet those objectives. So that's kind of your checklist, your rubric. The standard I'm going to grade you by is whether or not how thoroughly and how detailed you are in addressing those objectives. This will be collected and scored, like I said, as a proficiency assessment in the grade book. It's my way of determining what you know about the digestive response. Accuracy and detail is important. I've got a list of ideas you could do, use to demonstrate your understanding of what goes on. You could create a visual collage using electronic format like Glogster, Prezi. Google Drawing's pretty easy and user-friendly. You can drag and drop pictures. I think you can insert videos, things like that, links. Or you can make a hard copy if you want to like cut out stuff or whatever. I mean, let your creative juices flow. All right. You create a song or poem that traces the movement of these three macronutrients through the digestive tract, through each organ, and the enzymes are going to come in contact with. Or speaking of that, you can make a story or a game out of it or an illustration, whatever. I mean, the sky's the limit on what you can do here. All right. Analogies are great, connecting something that's unfamiliar to you to something that is familiar. Like, for instance, when we learn about cell parts as a freshman, an analogy a lot of times I'll use to help them remember what the Golgi apparatus does. I say the Golgi apparatus is like the post office because it packages and delivers the macromolecules everywhere within the cell. Just like a post office packages and delivers mail all over the town or all over the country. So again, connecting something that may be slightly unfamiliar to you or completely unfamiliar to you to something that is familiar to you is a great way of learning. It's a way for me to know that you actually get what you're learning. All right. So again, this is not an exhaustive list. If you can think of something else, just run it by me, and I'll probably approve it if you can use that to hit those objectives. So that's what your objectives are for today. Watch those videos, get the answer the questions, and then begin your quest to learning about the digestive system and the digestive response. Start with the basics. What are the organs involved? What do they do? And then from there, start moving into enzymatic reactions. Some of these are animations, some of them are videos, some of them are just print tutorials for you guys to read through. Pay attention to the information I have here. It'll help you out. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and God bless.